All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking a really important new blueprint for building trust in AI. It's called the AI Controls Matrix from the Cloud Security Alliance, and it's basically a guide for anyone trying to navigate the wild world of artificial intelligence without, falling off a cliff. And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. We're not just patching up old security systems. Generative AI has thrown open doors to brand new kinds of trouble, things like deepfakes and data poisoning that our old defenses just weren't built to handle. It's a whole new ballgame. So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at these scary new threats. Then, we'll introduce the framework built to fight them. We're going to dive deep into its core parts, show you how it actually works in the real world, and then talk about what it all means for the future of AI. So, what is the big deal? Why did we need a completely new playbook? Well, the thing is, AI isn't just doing old things faster. It's creating entirely new capabilities, and with that comes a whole new world of risk. I mean, we are talking about some seriously tricky stuff here. Things like data poisoning, where someone can secretly mess with an AI's training data to make it go haywire. Or model theft, where companies' crown jewels, their multi-million-dollar AI model, can literally be stolen. It's a whole different level of vulnerability. So, with this new, kind of chaotic situation, there was a huge, urgent need for some kind of standard, some common ground. So experts from all over got together to build a set of guardrails to help everyone navigate this new territory safely. And here it is, the AI Controls Matrix, or AICM. You can think of it as a detailed blueprint for building trust into AI from the ground up. The really key part here is that it's vendor-agnostic. That means it doesn't matter if you're using tech from Google or OpenAI or some tiny startup, this framework applies to you. So how does it work? Well, it is incredibly detailed. The whole thing is built on a foundation of 243 specific control objectives. These are basically the individual actions and checks that organizations need to perform. And those 243 controls aren't just a big, messy list. They're neatly organized across 18 different security areas. Some of these are what you'd expect, like data security. But there's a brand new one called model security, which is all about protecting the AI model itself. But here's the magic. This is where the framework gets really, really smart. Every single one of those controls is looked at through the lens of 5 critical pillars. This is what makes it so powerful. Okay, so what are these 5 pillars? How do they turn a long checklist into a truly useful tool for making AI safer? Let's break them down. Probably the best way to think about these pillars is like different dimensions. They answer the big questions for every single control. What is it? Who's in charge of it? Where does it fit? When does it matter? And what problem does it actually solve? First up, control type. This tells you right away if you're dealing with a brand new AI problem, a classic cloud security issue, or something that's a mix of both. And that's super important for knowing where to focus your attention. Next, and honestly, this one is a game changer, is ownership. The AI supply chain is complicated, right? You've got the people who build the model, the people who build the app, and the people who use it. This pillar makes it crystal clear who is responsible for what, so things don't fall through the cracks. No more pointing fingers. The third pillar is architectural relevance. Now, this sounds pretty technical, but it just means it connects each security rule to a specific piece of the technology puzzle, from the physical servers in a data center all the way up to the app you're using. It leaves no stone unturned. Pillar 4 is all about the life cycle, and this is so critical because it forces you to think about security from the very beginning. It's not an afterthought. Security is baked into every single stage, from the moment you start collecting data to the day you finally shut the service down. And finally, we have the threat category. This is the pillar that connects all the dots. It gives you a direct line from a specific security control to the real-world danger it helps prevent. It basically answers the question, why are we even bothering to do this? Okay, now this is where it all comes together beautifully. Let's take a basic control like independent assessments. The matrix shows you immediately that it's a cloud and an AI issue. That responsibility is shared across providers, it touches the entire tech stack, it's relevant through most of the life cycle, and it helps stop major threats. See? The pillars give you this incredible 360-degree view of one simple control. So the theory is great, we get it, it's smart, but how does a company actually use this thing? Well, the good news is the CSA didn't just drop a complex document and walk away. They built a clear road to get started. It's a pretty straightforward 3-step journey. You start with a self-assessment,
basically a detailed questionnaire to see where you stand. Then you use specific guidelines to actually implement the controls you need. And finally, you can submit that assessment to publicly show that you're serious about trustworthy AI.
And you gotta understand, this isn't just a one-and-done checklist. It's all part of a bigger ecosystem. It leads to programs that offer independent third-party certification, which is a really powerful way to prove to your customers that you're doing the right thing. So let's pull back and look at the big picture. Why does something like this matter so much right here, right now? Well, as AI gets more and more powerful, having a shared understanding of what safe and trustworthy means is everything. The real power of the AICM is that it's a team effort. It's open, it was built by experts from all over the world, and it's not trying to sell you anything. It also plays nice with other major standards from groups like ISO and NIST, creating one shared language we can all use to talk about AI security. That's how we build a safer future, together. So in the end, the AICM gives us the tools. It lays out the blueprint for building AI that we can actually trust. The plan is there. It's on the table for all of us to use. The only question left is, who's going to step up and start building?